Hi and welcome again to another cleaning video. It's Doodle Sparkle Cleaning here. This is my messy kitchen at the moment. As you can see, rubbish everywhere. Just tends to build up. Sometimes you have, if you sort of go into bed late and you think, right, I've got to do all that, and then you leave it to the next day. That's me sometimes. I am a professional housekeeper, but I do sometimes leave it to the next day to clean. I don't know whether you do this as well, but we're only human and sometimes it doesn't get done. So now I'm picking up the mess from last night, which looks grim, but I feel much more in the mind to tackle it today than I did last night. So we're going to tackle it today. If like me, you've got a NutriBullet and you make smoothies or something in them, I'd highly recommend that you rinse out the plastic part straight away after you've made a smoothie, because it's really hard to clean if you let it dry out. It's a lot easier to give it a rinse out and then leave it in soak before you use it, after you've used it, because otherwise it just dries and it's a complete nightmare. Again, I'm using the Dishmatic. This is obviously a different one to the one I use in the bathroom to clean the shower tiles. I find these really easy to use and they can store up the washing up liquid, so it's ideal for washing up dishes. The sponge needs replacing, as you can see it's worn, so I'm going to do that to replace the sponge on it. But yeah, I find them really good and they do a really good job of scrubbing. If you need something a bit tougher to scrub the plates with, then you can use a harder brush. But I find for the majority of cutlery and stuff like that, and bowls and plates, the Dishmatic works really well, and it foams up really well too, which is a good advantage. Here I'm using a magic eraser on the top of my stove top. Just be a bit careful because the magic eraser can be a bit abrasive. So test a small area first. But I'm going in just to remove a few stubborn stains, and I'm using washing up liquid with it. I find, you know, it does a good job of getting some of the burnt on stains off, as you can see there. So yeah, just be cautious with using it a little bit because it's a mild abrasive, but it does clean up surfaces that are hard to tackle. Again, I'm going in with a bit of spray to finish off and a glass cloth, because the glass cloth gives it a real nice gloss, and I find that finishes it off nicely. Here I'm using, this is the bottom of my bin, and I put a bit of kitchen roll at the bottom of the bin to keep it nice and fresh and stop the staining. And I also put a bit of essential oils at the bottom to keep it nice and fresh and smelling nice. So you can put it onto the kitchen towel, and then what I do is put the bag then on top of the kitchen towel, and then you can put your rubbish in. So I find this is effective at keeping your bins nice and fresh if you don't want to use artificial. I also use the essential oils down the drain or the kitchen sink because this keeps it nice and fresh as well. And one of my favourites is bergamot or lime. Now onto the living room. This is another job that I didn't get done last night. Rather didn't have the motivation, but today I have. So I'm going to get this sofa cleaned up, get the cushions plumped up. Also on the side here, this is getting dusty, so I'm going to give that a bit of a dust as well. For the TV, I like to use a little bit of spray, a little bit of method spray, and a glass cloth, because I find that seems to get it nice and clean and gets all the smudges off. This is the canister before I've hoovered the rug and the lounge, so hopefully I'll be able to show you what it's like when I've finished. Right, I've emptied the canister, and this is beforehand, before I hoover the hall. Tool handles on. Plug it in a minute. This dark patch on the carpet is where my dog was sick, so what I'm going to try and do on my next video is show you the spot on cleaner that I've got here. This is a Bissell Spot Clean Pro Heat. I've used it before, but I want to show you how I'm going to get that stain out of the carpet with it, and how it works, and the extraction, and just overall what I think of it and how dirty the water is on the other side. So please like and subscribe if you haven't already, and then we'll be doing this Bissell cleaning machine in my next video.